following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, let's
No,
have it.
please.
Let's have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay?
So Oz, with the tragic and unfortunate news about Stan Lee, R.I.P. Stan Lee, no doubt. Just talk about kind of, how influential he's been, considering he is the godfather of comics.
Man, I not to get too much into what I do for to make my living wage so I can participate in this podcast. Man, I was at work, man, and I heard that news, and on a real note, man, it was like it really shook me. I was, of course, nobody can live forever, but it shook me for a bit, man, because Stan Lee, man, you can say whatever you want to, the great, the good, the bad, the ugly about him, but that cat, man, he just was just so super influential and just like, I mean, there's like Steve, like Ditko, but also like him and Jack Kirby, man, those cats had an idea and people were like, oh, they're so immature, man, just kids. You're just kids. Why don't you grow up and get like a real job and stuff? And they're like, nah, I feel like we can do this and this can spark people's imagination. And we don't want to get it. We don't want to get a real job because what we're going to do is still work in a job. And they had these crazy ideas, man. Peter Parker, and if you ever listen to their interviews, it's not like you'll hear Stan Lee saying, "I had a terrible memory, so I like things that sound the same." Peter Parker, I like easy stuff, He brought about Black Panther, brought about a venue for Fantastic Four, the Avengers. He wasn't just this guy who's like making cameos in movies. He was like, oh, I see all this unrest that's happening in the 60s. Hey, you know what? We know the secret, dude. We know what mutants really are. We know. We won't say it, but come on. We know who the X-Men really are. Professor X, yeah, Martin Luther King, we get you. Yeah, there's so much stuff, man. Sometimes he was a hit, sometimes it was a miss, but just the fact that he was just around. And even after he did the Marvel thing, he did a little he always tried still doing different genres of comic books. If you can go on and get some animated stuff that he did with these different kind of heroes and stuff. It's kind of campy, but he did campy stuff. It was cool, man. He was the outlet for a lot of people to make a profit, believe in themselves, and do something that was creative.
I mean, not really much more I can add to that. It's kind of timely that we were talking about the X-Men last week, especially since, I mean, like you were saying, he brought about all that. You know, it was all just a brainchild that he thought about, and he made it something more. And he always was teaching a lesson, you know, giving a message. You know, when he was talking about Spider-Man and stuff, it was, you know, talking about what a teenager goes through.
Hey, and with great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, that's a basic life lesson that he's given the kids in a way that they want to learn it and they want to understand it. And I think that's something that a lot of people outside the comic book industry don't understand. Like, you know, some kids aren't interested in a 300-page book, but you give them a 300-page graphic novel teaching the same thing, they're going to understand it the same way, just in a different method.
Well, I also think it helps kids to figure out how to formulate a story, what a story means too, you know, and also, you know, these cats, man, they help people. Like, you know, like when Stan Lee passed away, everybody wanted to chime in. I had people at work who were just like, "Who is he?" And I'm like, "That's cool. I would not expect you to know him."
Well,
you know?
No. Everyone should know who Stan Lee is. Like, that's crazy.
Once again, people want to say that they're a nerd, but then when it comes to the real stuff, it's good. It was very timely. It was cool, man. I mean, sad that he passed away. Happy that he left us all a gift.
Well, you know, he passed away, but legends never die. So
true, man.
You know what I mean? Well, he's not somebody that'll be easily forgotten.
Take a knee for Stan Lee.
Take a knee for Stan Lee for today.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Man, I don't know. I was looking back. He had a really good one with the original Tobey Spider-Man, where he kind of went into his little monologue. I personally, sorry, I just like the fact that he was in Black Panther. So, yeah.
And he was taking all of T'Challa's money.
Yeah, so that kind of might have been my favorite one.
You know, he had to be in Black Panther.
Well, I mean, come on, man, this guy, dude.
Ryan Coogler he has respect. You know, he respects the legend.
Well, even if he didn't know he was, you know, everybody was just like, "Yeah, this is Stan Lee. He does this. Let it ride."
He does this.
You know, let it ride. You know.
Mine is probably I think it's Iron Man 2. I think it's Iron Man 2, and it's the end of it, and he gets a pack. Is it Iron Man 2? I think it's Iron Man 2. Anyway, Tony Stark gets a package, and it's from Stan Lee. And Stan Lee pretty much is reading it off, and he says, "Is there a Tony Stank here?" Tony Stank. And Rhodey right there is like, "Yeah, we got a Tony Stank here." It was great. That might be my favorite one.
That's funny. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic. All right. Well, you know, there's nothing bigger than Stan Lee when it comes to comic books. So regardless of what our topic is, Stan Lee takes the cake. So rest in peace, Stan Lee. You'll never be forgotten. Your influence will live on forever. There's not a doubt about that. But allow me to set the table for our show. This is Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. This is my co-host, Ozzy Killmonger. Ozzy, say what's up.
What up, everybody? This is Ozzy Killmonger, a.k.a. the Mighty Oz.
The Mighty Oz. All right. Well, Mighty Oz, you know, I did the Battleground the other day.
I know. How was that, man? I'm sorry. I still am so apologetic, man. I'm gonna have to get back and represent for Take a Knee.
Yeah, you are. It was great. It was fantastic. You know, another little teaser for you guys coming out in 2019, man. We got something fun for y'all lined up from the Defy Life family. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The show is a lot of fun. Shout out to Jay for letting me letting me kind of take the reins and, let my vision kind of take fruition. So I thought it went off good. We had a lot of fun.
Young Scott has a vision.
Regular Scott. Come on, man. Get my name right.
Well, man, you are kind of young, but all right.
Whatever. And then we had a caller from Cali. He did really well, so that was good. It ended up being a real competitive show. It was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. Ozzy, you need to get ready because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the two winners from the first episode are gonna be really tough to beat in the championship.
All right. Well, hey, man.
I'm just saying they're gonna be really tough to beat.
Wait, can you let everybody know when the next one's coming up?
No, I can't. But I can leave them with that.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell them when it is. We haven't even finished everything. Why you put me on the spot like that? I'm just trying to give a teaser. You trying to let me give the whole spoiler away.
All right. Well, pardon me, man.
I am no Mark Ruffalo or Tom Holland. I am not going to give away a spoiler.
Thank you. Yes.
And get fired. All right. So let's get into some news. Oh, before that. You remember, I think it was last week or the week before we were talking about Low Key and how I said he had this like thing where he was going to run for the mayor.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't the mayor. He ran for president.
Oh God.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to go out on a limb and say the series is based on if it's not in Asgard.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't want to throw that.
Okay, moving on. That's ridiculous. Anyway,
that is ridiculous.
I can't even entertain this kind of stuff, man. So keep it going. This is ridiculous.
Oh man, vote
Low Key for president.
Vote for Low Key is a vote for the wall.
A vote for Low Key is a vote for P.
November 28th is rumored that the Avengers 4 trailer will drop.
Whoa.
I've also heard, I don't know if that's the same date that Wreck-It Ralph comes out, but I've heard that it might come out that date during that movie too.
Wreck-It Avengers.
Right. The Avengers Wreck-It with Ralph.
Yes.
The Avengers Wreck-It with Ralph. So that's going to be the sequel no one saw coming. They're in the comic book world. You know what? Let me just take a minute and say this real quick.
Yeah.
As far as the comic book world, and this little mini rant might be directed at you as well, Ozzy, or Mighty Oz, however it is. We have got to support the paperback comics. I understand it's a lot easier to read it on your iPads and download it and all that, and you can get more and it's cheaper. I get it. I got it. I understand. But there is nothing like grabbing that brand new issue off the rack and reading it and flipping the pages and seeing it in front of you and on your hand. I mean, there's just not. Maybe it's just me as a comic book reader. I get so much more out of the comic when I'm holding it in my hand, the actual comic, than as on the phone or on the iPad.
It's the elusive story, the forever challenge of the e-book versus the book. I understand convenience. I myself was just talking to like Scott earlier about how I downloaded a couple books that were on my mind because I couldn't find them. But man, there is something about flipping through those pages and feeling it, looking at the art and feeling it, man. Because I think for myself, what it means, just because I'm an old head, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm 40. I'm almost like 50 years old. I'm old. Every day, every day is a new pain.
You had to give him all that.
No, I'm gonna let people know what's up, man. I'm old, man. Every day's a new pain. Whether it's a pain in my butt, pain in my head, It's a new pain, man. But I'm gonna tell you like this, dude. It goes, there is something about like taking the pages, looking through them because you know it's real. Because you don't know, man. When you get that digital image from me, I'm like, did someone doctor this? Is this real? When I flip through the page, it's like, yes, this is the original story. This is content.
This is someone drawing this on paper.
Undoctored content. Yeah. So that's just me. That's my rant.
No, and I say that because I went to the comic store today. Well, I was going to go to the comic store today, and I found out that it was closed. Like, I mean, this is the second comic store to close like in my area in the last like.
Which one did you go to, homie?
I went to one down here. Shout out to Colonial Heights, Virginia. Down there in Colonial Heights, and it closed down.
Oh wow, dude! Because I've been going to the a couple of them. I go to a couple. I won't name them yet, but this one I'm gonna name it. I went to this one that's all the way down on Mechanicsville, and man, it's awesome. It's a nice setup, dude. Cool.
I think I'd rather just go to Second and Charles. Shout out Second and Charles.
Yeah, but hey, while we're all supporting the comics, can we also support our local comic book people, not the chains?
No, well, I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, I had one up the road from me, a little small comic book. It wasn't a chain; it was a little mom and pop joint. Like the way I like it, I got me a box, where they pull my comics for me. And
they closed, huh?
And they closed up, and I was going to them. I think it's the same one you used to go to.
What, stores?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew they eventually were going to close.
But that's what I mean. Like the only ones that are staying around are the big chains: Books A Million, Second and Charles.
Well,
Walmart, Target.
I went to Third Eye, man. Shout out to Third Eye Comics, man. I went to Third Eye. That's the one on Midlothian. That place was bumping, dude. It was bright.
Hey, we showing a lot of love on this podcast, huh? We got a lot of shout-outs for the comic book store. Hey, shout-out stories. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, man. I'll get the stories, But, dude, man, Third Eye, man, they had a whole series of their setup was good, dude. And they had my favorite candy there, too. So
it's always a plus.
I was just digging it. But, yeah, man, I go to Stories, too. Stories know they got my box number, man. People, I guess if you don't get a box, you don't. Let me explain what a box is. You pretty much just sign up for about 5, 6, 7, however many comics you want. It's got to be at least I think like 5, and they'll pull them for you. And a lot of times when people do that, it's because they want to get like a limited edition cover or a limited edition number 1 or something like that, something brand new. And or they just want to make sure that they're gonna get that comic they want because they know that one sells out a lot. So so you have the one in your box. That's just like the first pull. The first pull is they put everyone's comic in their boxes and then they put them up on the rack.
Yep, exactly. So that way you're guaranteed to get your box, which is a real good way to keep customers, and you get a little discount. So.
Oh, hey, man, and also, while we're doing it, man, shout out to the young ladies in Willow Lawn, man. I think it's Alpha Comics, I think it is. But, man, they're awesome, too. They just started their comic shop, and it's cool, man. It's a good layup. They take over from Nostalgia Plus folks, but their setup is good, too. So, man, you can go to them shops, man. Support them, man. Get in where you fit in.
Well, I don't know how many I don't know how many shops we got or how many listeners we got in Virginia and stuff, but hey, go check out those places. Or I'm sure they got an online store.
And when next time you stop in Richmond, man, give us a shout out. Then go shout out them stores, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just did a lot of promoting right there. I don't know how many.
God, man. Hey, yo, so
we might get in trouble for that.
Oh. We'll check it. If we don't get in trouble for it, hook us up.
Yeah. Hey, look, if you are listening though, we'd love a box. Just get us a box.
Man, shoot, man.
Throw an extra comic in there every now and then.
Man, and I ain't just talking about on Free Comic Book Day.
I'm not talking about the free comic book ones either. I'm talking about like the annuals. The annual edition, the 100-page edition ones.
And don't give me, if you're all gonna hook us up, don't give me no booty comics like Robin. I'm just kidding.
Oh no! It could be Robin. It could be Robin. Yeah, I agree. Jason Todd's Robin run wasn't too great, so I don't want any of those comics either. And you know what? You can throw some Tim Drake ones in there, though. I'll take those.
Okay. I see. Okay, see, there we go. That's fine, man.
And, you know what? I'm glad you brought up Robin. Let me. This is going to be another segment we like to call Regular Scott Brings the Facts. And
by the way, to all our listeners, this segment is a very short segment because he rarely brings the facts.
So, Regular Scott's going to bring the facts against himself in a twist.
Wait. Regular Scott. And all our listeners, I'm all ears. Please proceed.
So, we were talking about the different Robins and we were ranking them. And you were talking about Stephanie Brown.
Yeah.
And I brought up how, in The Dark Knight Returns and all this, how Stephanie was doing all this and was protecting Bruce and was with Bruce and, more than showed her own. I was, in fact, talking about Carrie Kelly.
Aha.
So, Regular Scott brings the facts against himself.
Yeah, see? Oh, good.
Regular Scott's got to get it together.
Takes a strong man to be able to admit that.
I can admit when I'm wrong, and I will call myself out on it. So, Regular Scott brings the facts against Regular Scott. Shots have been fired.
Good. Now moving on. Takes a bold man to be able to say that.
Now, I need to redo my list as well. So, obviously, Dick Grayson number 1. No question about that. Damian Wayne number 2. Now, here's where I need to adjust my list. I had some time to think about it, and I had to readjust. Stephanie Brown's last on my list. And it's pretty much for the reason that you brought up on the show. She just didn't have enough time. Tim Drake is number. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Jason Todd's last, then Stephanie, then Tim Drake, and then Carrie. I really like Carrie Kelly's Robin.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the only thing. I just needed to adjust my list for, and it's nothing against Stephanie, but when I compare her to Carrie, when I'm thinking about Carrie and then I think about Stephanie and actually Stephanie, I'm like, there's just not enough there for me. So that was me bringing the facts against myself. I think I'm done. I think I'm done destroying myself now.
Yes, but I will never be done. Keep going.
No. That's all I got.
Okay.
I think I've put myself through enough on that one.
Torture.
So House Titans, by the way.
Man, dude, Titans, dude. I keep saying it. I think we're up to episode number 6. This Thursday midnight, Friday. Morning.
First of all, Thursday at midnight is Friday. There is no Thursday at midnight.
Okay, Friday. Friday early morn. Hold on. Okay, so up to episode number 6, which they should release this week. I'm telling y'all, again, I'm all in. Titans is good, man. Jason Todd is in this one. No spoiler alerts, but you do get to see both Robins in action. And I just like the dynamics, man. I'd like to be able to have a Titans show one day because, man, the stuff is hot. It's good, dude. It's really cool.
We will 100% have a Titans show.
The setup makes me quite happy.
We will 100% have a Titans show, no question. Because I'm going to get it. I'm going to watch it, and we're going to be all in.
I'm trying to get Regular Scott to participate. It's okay. It's fine.
No, regular Scott's ready. He's ready for the challenge.
I don't need to pressure people to do the right thing. You should feel I'm just saying, for this dude who's all about some Robin, slobbing, bobbing, mobbing, slobbing.
Whoa.
Robin is actually cool in this, dude.
All right. So let's go ahead and get to our.
Hey, let me put one more thing in there.
All right,
I say Robin is cool in this because I actually rewatched Batman versus Robin with Damian, and man, they show no love to Nightwing, dude.
I know, man. I don't know why they do. I don't know why they got to do him like that.
DC Entertainment. If you are hearing your boys, which I know you guys are listening to our podcast. So I know you are.
You know they downloaded it as soon as it came out.
I know the execs are waiting for us to win our podcast heavy because we're the pulse of the street. But let me just remind y'all, treat Nightwing, Dick Grayson with some respect, man. Okay? Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
We don't ask for a lot, just a little bit.
That's not even a lot, man. It's just like he's not even asking for anything. He's like, do the right thing for once, man.
I mean, just let that man have his own show.
Well, I mean, here's my thing, dude. That's why even Batman and Harley Quinn, dude. I mean, come on, man.
I guess they think they gave him something because he got the hookup with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, but it's just like, I'm like,
and even that was weird. What's up with all the animated movies trying to have a sex scene in all of them all of a sudden?
Because every dude's a perv. So it's fine, you know.
I mean, hey, look, you're probably right, but and the worst one was the worst one ruined a really good movie and story with The Killing Joke.
Oh,
I mean, that makes you just look at all the Batman animated series and like the things he said so much differently.
Yeah, no, you know. Oh, I know. It was like, why would you even do that?
Yeah,
dude?
Why would you do that? Like, it just.
And let me just also say this too about that. There was no reason. We're trying not to give away too many spoilers, but there was absolutely no reason to do it. If you wouldn't have did it, you would have made the story. Like you said, you hurt the story by doing that. There was no reason to do it.
It added nothing. It was just for show.
Yeah, it just made me go. I mean, God, I'm like, man, who are the gatekeepers, man? Who didn't say that was dumb?
Did they do it to get like a PG-13 rating instead of a PG?
Did they do it to make people hate Batman?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. I mean, that's one of the few flaws DC's animated has, but that's a big flaw. So
silly.
It's weird. So I haven't talked about it yet, but our topic this week is going to be the Justice League.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, we've been talking about it the last couple weeks, and I've been bringing up how Dick Grayson is a top 10 comic book character. And I recanted that statement last week. I said he was a top 10 DC character.
Word.
So this week, we're going to give our top 10 DC characters.
Let's get them.
We're going to start from 10 to 6. Okay? You're going to give your 5. I'll give my 5. We'll talk about it. Or would you like for me to give my 5 first?
Will you give your 5 first?
Okay. Here's my 5. 10 through 6.
Hey, say, not to interrupt you. I only wanted you to give your top 5 first so I can crush you real quick.
I'm starting from 10 to 6.
Okay.
All right. Here's 10 to 6. In order from bottom so starting at 10, I have a tie. And it's because I couldn't decide between them, but I think it worked because they're pretty much connected anyway.
Here we go.
Number 10, Green Arrow and Black Canary.
Yeah, they're a duo. It's fine.
So I put them together at number 10. I know it's a cop-out, but it's my number 10. Number 9, Lois Lane. I'm ready to defend all my picks, so I'm ready. Number 8,
dude.
Number 8, Dick Grayson.
Of course.
Number 7, the Green Lantern character. I mean, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are so influential. It's the character Green Lantern. Number 6, Lex Luthor. That's my 10 through 6. Your 10 through 6, Oz.
Oh man, I don't have mine in any certain order. I just have my 10.
Okay, well, go ahead. Well, you want me? Do you need like a couple seconds while I talk about my 10 through 6 to put yours in order?
No, dude. I know because I have no pen. I did not write this down, so I'll just bust out 5 for you real quick.
All right, go ahead.
And it's not it's in no order or whatever. Here, top 10 DC characters, first 5.
Well, just give your 10, and then we'll put them in order at the end. Green
Lantern is 1. I got Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg. I also I need three more. I do like what you did with Lex Luthor. The I
Oh, then you'll really like my top 5.
I like what you did with Lex Luthor. That was really cool. And then two. I was thinking about this earlier.
You only have 5. You need 5 more. Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg.
Um,
All right. You gave me 5. That's fair. So here's my top 5.
yeah.
Number
Oh,
5.
oh, dude, you got to put Barry Allen in.
Yo, let me do my top 5.
Okay, go.
Number 5, Barry Allen, The Flash. Come on, man. Come on. All right. Number 4, Superman.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the Trinity, man.
All right. Number 3, Wonder Woman.
The Trinity, dude. I know who you got. Keep going, say it.
Number 2, the Joker.
Yeah, he's good. You know what? Totally, he's in my list too, man.
I mean, he's the greatest villain in comic history to me. And the only one that competes with him is Lex Luthor. To me.
I guess, man. I mean, not in history. I mean, DC easily, but
Who you got in Marvel that can compare to Joker? That can torment people and just manipulate anybody he wants the way the Joker can.
Well, you know who a real good villain is too that people sleep on is Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage is a very good villain.
People sleep on him a lot, dude. And they're like, if you really want to tell the truth, man, he laughs at these other folks. He's like, who are you people?
I mean, that's fair. Ra's al Ghul's a good one too.
Oh, I mean, and come on, dude. Here, we could do a whole thing on like the top 5 greatest villains would probably be Joker, Lex Luthor, Ra's al Ghul, Vandal Savage, and
no. Vandal Savage isn't top 5. I'm putting Brainiac or Doomsday above Vandal Savage.
Doomsday was such a garbage character to me, dude.
He's a garbage character, but he's pretty much unstoppable.
Okay, here. Here. I was thinking about this too. Here's how you do it. Peep game. This is what you do. The death of Superman. Oh, we need to create the Eradicator, John Henry. No. It would have been the death of Superman. It would have been like, oh, whoops. As soon as all these people would have started as soon as Doomsday started fighting the Justice League, and Superman was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so late. Forgive me." He would have been like, "Whoa, this dude is of Kryptonian origin. I remember this story from my catalog of bad things. Let me go get the Phantom Zone gun and take care of this real quick."
So you're pretty much saying it could have been as easy as that.
Dude, the only thing that pisses me off in all these story arcs are just like they're like, oh, we had to make a villain that could kill Superman. Superman, with his super intelligence, would have assessed everything, went in 3 seconds, under 3 seconds, Fortress of Solitude, gotten the Phantom gun, boom, got him. He's done. Anyone out there dispute that story? Tell me why.
Hey, at Need for Marvel versus DC. That's number 4, Need for Marvel versus DC. Hey, let us know if he's wrong, because I don't think he's wrong.
All these tears, Lois Lane holding this dude. I'm like, wait, you're holding Superman? Also, by the way, he weighs X amount of pounds, but that's okay. All these blood,
as a lifeless body too.
Yeah, and by the way, man, when she is holding his lifeless, bloody body, you know. All the military folks would be like, excuse me, Lois, we're going to scoop up some of his blood real quick.
Yeah, we're going to test that. We're going to implant that into somebody. We're going to manipulate that.
Dude, they would have scooped up some of his blood so quick and been like, let's play. Come on, man.
By the way, obviously, my number 1 character is Batman.
Well, of course. And Batman, I get no issue, man. I like what you said about the Green Lantern, character because that all those Green Lanterns encompass something different, you know.
No, yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think it's hard. I think the mantle of Green Lantern in DC is one it's made up of different elements, and you can't really pick one element over the other. As great as as influential as Jon Stewart has been for Black people and Black comic characters, and just being pretty prominent in Justice League. Hal Jordan is pretty much that dude. I mean, if we keep it in 100.
Kyle Radner, like all these cats though, because you have to think about it. If you really put it in the sense of the original purest form of the story, the Green Lantern Corps sector 2814, our Earth sector that they guard, they have humans. It will be a rotating bunch of different humans, even a Guy Gardner too. It's a rotating bunch of humans because they would pick the best of the species to guard them.
Now they got two.
Oh, I know. That's so weird. I want to get into this. Like, one's like, I don't even know what's going on with that.
Yeah, well, one of them was getting with Barry Allen for a little bit in the comics.
There's such a weird arc with that. I was like, all right, I'm lost.
That was when I was keeping. I was keeping up with Rebirth from the beginning, like hard when it first came out, and they were hooking up. Well, no, they were like about to hook up, like at the beginning.
Well, what was going on with the Rebirth thing? Because they did something different with Superman too, right?
The Rebirth is they pretty much like after what was it? What was the last the one before that? Forever Evil or Convergence or something like that?
Something crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
I think it was Convergence, and all the
Convergence. Yeah,
it was Convergence because all the Earths came together and they had to fight each other, and then it pretty much like reset everything.
Yeah,
but reset it to a different tone, so things were slightly different. Like, Batman's family now, like, was like dirty, and he's a part of the Court of Owls. And that's in the cartoon. The comics, Dick Grayson is the one that's enveloped in the Court of Owls, and they actually do a really good job with Dick Grayson and Batman's Court of Owls storyline. So I give
but see, there's all this other stuff too that gets kind of silly. Like there's like a Superman that's dead, and now there's a Superman with Lois.
This isn't the Superman. That's right. That's what you were asked. This Superman is from another Earth, so he isn't in love with this Lois Lane, and like he's playing this Superman, pretending to be like with all the Justice Leaguers. And everybody.
but see, there's another Superman that's Superman with his family, Superman, Lois, and they have a kid.
Yeah, that's this one, but it's not like this Earth Superman.
I thought he came with Lois and the kid because he was confiding in her. He was like, because there's a story when he first gets there, he's confused and he looks at he goes, there's Batman. He reminds me of a younger Bruce with the way he moves. And he uses his heat vision to destroy an arrow that's aimed at his head. And he goes, I don't know if I can trust him as an ally yet. And Batman notices that Superman saves him. And then you see, but like it's weird because it seems like Lois, him, and the kid are all trying to keep a secret, like saying like, hey, don't let them know who we are yet.
I think that's the secret. I know I could be wrong, but I think that's the secret. Like, I think she's in on it.
Yeah, but wait, but
like I think like something happened during the Convergence, and they're like we need to keep the mystery alive. But I could be wrong. I need to go back and read it again.
Yeah, because it seems like they're trying to hide the kid from the public and stuff. But I gotta read.
Oh yeah. That's because he's got powers.
Right. So it seems like they're hiding the entire family from everybody. So I don't know if Lois, like, I think they're, I don't know, whatever.
No, yeah, you might be right. I got them all boxed away. At least they're all together in order, so I can go back and check those out.
It's all good.
All right. Well, so give me your last 5. You got 5. I need 5 more from you.
Dude, I'm gonna take like this. Everything you said, I love everything you said except for why is Lois Lane a character? Replace her with Cyborg. You got a winning team, dude.
All right. So here's my argument for Lois Lane. When you think about Superman, the first thing you think about is Lois Lane. And if Superman is a top 3 character in top 5 DC character in anybody's book, I got him at number 4, but that's because I like villains probably a little bit more than most people. And I'm not as big of a Superman fan as most people. But I just feel like Lois Lane, and especially like as a female, and she's always been pretty well written. Like most of her incarnations have been pretty. She's usually the damsel in distress, but I mean, look who Superman has to fight. Like, what's she going to do? She's a human.
Yeah, especially when she, back in the 60s or 70s, she turned herself into a black woman so she could experience what that meant. Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Okay, dude. Look, all right. She's not the perfect woman, but the stories I've read, because I didn't read any from the 60s because I wasn't
like
alive.
That, hey, yo, people, yo, hit us back, please, on Twitter, man. Let us know what you think. But I just feel like she is like, I mean, if you're going to do top 5 sidekicks.
But she's not even in my top 5. She's in my bottom 10. I mean, bottom.
Well,
yeah.
I know,
All right, no, that's fine. That's fair. I'll replace Lois Lane because she's not. I guess she's not technically a superhero. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have. You said top 10 DC characters. That's fine. She is a character. I just don't feel like she's that strong.
Because you know who I almost put there.
Who? Jimmy Olsen.
Alfred. I mean, we're talking characters, like top 10 characters. When I think of a top 10, I'm thinking iconic, and like you say their name, they're like, oh yeah, I know who that is.
All right, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm against myself.
Okay.
I'll give you Alfred and Lois only because Bruce Wayne cannot be who he is and function as he does without an Alfred character.
No question.
And I also give you this, that whenever you hear any story, the only thing that keeps Superman from being this nutcase and a true alien that he is, because he's an alien, is his humanity, which is grounded by Lois Lane. So,
and you see that in Injustice. But you know what? And I'll take it even a step further. You want me to? I'll give you a superhero. It's not going to be Cyborg though, and I'm going to pick Martian Manhunter. That's who I would put at number 9.
Well, and it's like a bit of canon, but traditionally, everyone. I shouldn't say traditionally. I should say like a lot of story arcs have Martian Manhunter being the most powerful being on this earth. Yeah.
And, well, actually, I think he is. I think he's just the only second to Superman. Well, Supergirl.
No.
Oh, stronger than Superman?
Even Superman said Martian Manhunter is more powerful than he is.
He's just got that terrible weakness that makes him easy to beat.
Yeah, I guess, but
I mean, it's fire. Like if you set fire to him, you will win.
But you know what, people, I need to get the full story on this because there are several different stories going around that it is actual fire. And you see this in Doom and all this other stuff, but then some people say it's all psychological though.
Huh?
He's got a psychological thing about fire. So if you can beat, and he's a telepath.
Well, that psychological thing might be even worse than a physical thing. You can't get away from a psychological. Well, you can't run from a psychological thing if it's strong enough.
But if you're a telepath, who else to give yourself therapy besides yourself to get over something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'll still take him over Cyborg.
So yeah, we'll see.
I notice Aquaman's not being picked.
Well, here's something else for your head too. Take a listen, man. I also notice that emphasizes that again, DC has had a diversity issue for a bit.
I only have one black person on my
right, dude. Think about it, man.
And that's that's only half.
Man, the next thing we got to think about is like who name a black DC character that is strong.
DC. I mean,
Yeah.
Cyborg's strong.
Yeah, I know, but then you can say Firestorm, but Firestorm's with the professor, you know. It's just like you don't have like like you have that Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman thing
Well,
happening.
I guess Deadshot. You know what? Number 9 is Harley Quinn.
Ugh, get out! No.
Sorry. Number 9 is Harley Quinn.
Man, you just lost me, dude.
Sorry.
And by the way, it's never been discussed whether Deadshot is black or white. He's traditionally been characterized as being white in the comics.
Deadshot won't go back to being white.
I know.
He's got the Nick Fury treatment now. He won't be white again.
Yeah. But he was a minor character, so he floated around that, so they could play with that.
I can't think of any other really
like powerful one, you know, like
Yeah.
even if you did Marvel, you can go blue Marvel, boom,
Black Panther.
boom.
Luke
you know
Cage.
what I'm saying? But for
Storm.
yeah, but for DC, think about it, dude. Think about it.
I mean, let's keep it 100. Let's just name the black characters.
Vixen.
Vixen, Cyborg,
It's disgusting.
Mr.
Vixen.
Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, third smartest man on the face of the planet. Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out for that.
So, what we got going on here, man? Yo,
that's
regular Scott. This is really pathetic, dude. Listen to this. Seriously, check this out here. You go.
Is it Martian? Doesn't Martian Manhunter's?
His human form is black.
Okay, so we're counting him too.
Yeah, man, but not man. Not,
We need somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Look. You got Lurk. No, sorry, that's a lot. That's Lark.
Oh, Diggle.
Lark. You got Lark. You got
Aqualad, Black Manta.
Batman's dude. Okay, Batwing, Lark, Lucius Fox,
Aqualad,
who used to be white, by the way.
Black Manta.
Yep.
Wally West.
No, see, but that's only in the TV shows.
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, he's black in the comics now.
That's not cool. See,
but no, there's 2.
Of course, there's 2. See, so let's not. We're not going to use that.
All
as a
right, we won't use him. We won't use
That's
him.
not okay.
We won't use Wally.
Yeah, man.
Firestorm.
Firestorm.
You already said Firestorm.
Think about that, dude.
Seriously, I don't have anybody. White Tiger.
White Tiger is a Marvel character.
Who's the guy in from Arrow? The black guy, Michael Jai White plays him with the claws.
Oh, the bronze tiger.
The bronze tiger.
Yeah,
bronze
the
tiger.
bronze tiger, dude. I always say
Tiger.
LeBron's tiger. No, man, isn't that crazy though?
Yeah, I never. DC has always been my favorite series between the two, but I've never really looked at it like that. But it's not a lot working for us, huh?
No, dude. I mean, and think about. I'm like that. It's like here. As I said to you before, they had this one character named Orpheus, who was going to be a Batman type-ish character, but they killed that cat off, dude. You got like, what do you got? You got Static
Shock, Black Lightning.
Static Shock. Oh, Black Lightning, Thunder. God, dude, so terrible, dude. Oh, Steel. You know,
like the ones we're naming, like it's like you get excited because you're about to hear a name, then you hear the name and you're like, yeah.
Well,
but
you can say Black Superman, but it's like, it's a throwaway again, dude.
Yeah, it's on another Earth that no one cares about. But you know what?
Yeah.
Right now, I will say this: in the Titan series that I was telling you about, Dick Grayson goes and recruits Steel's niece. And
what's her name? Aluminum.
Nah, dude, come on, man.
Oh, okay.
I can't. Hey, look, Oz, talk to the listeners for like 30 seconds, okay?
Okay.
All yours.
All right. So, anyway, so I've been hearing about this new Titan series, man. And only thing I want to say is, man, a little segue back into that Titan series.
All right,
folks, y'all need to watch it because you're going to get a taste of Dick Grayson not being a dick.
All right. So I wanted to go get the comic just so I could make sure I'm getting it right. So
Okay.
her name is Zip. Is it Zip? Let me see.
Rose Zap. No.
Rose Zap. No, it's not. It's Steele's niece though.
Steele's niece.
Natasha. What's Steele's
she's-
name?
Oh, I remember her from something. Is she like a brainiac or something?
Yeah, she's a genius. She's got like
Um,
nanotechnology that she uses to fight crime with.
Natasha Irons.
Natasha Irons, that's it. Natasha Irons.
Yeah. What?
They're doing her.
forget-
They're doing
what's
her
name?
okay right now.
Right. Like, can't she fashion or? Oh, you know what? I remember her from where she can manipulate metal or something like
Yep,
that.
that's her. She can like she did this thing where she had like this small little like microchip, and she hit it with her hammer, and it turned out to be her entire lab.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've been doing good by her, and like Dick Grayson made a point to say like, we want you, like we don't want your uncle, we don't want anybody else, we want you, we want the smartest
Yeah.
person, because she was already a step ahead of him. So I mean, I think DC's leaning in the right direction, but they're not willing to take a chance and really let one of these minority characters really do something. You know, they're always like a side character, or they help out Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
So speaking of which, dude, apparently in the next 3 months, there's a story that's coming out by the writer of 12
Sorry, we
Years
haven't
a
talked
Slave.
about Justice League, but this is turning into kind of a DC talk, so enjoy. We'll
Yeah.
still get to Justice League.
Yeah. There's a new story coming out by the writer of 12 Years a Slave. I guess he's doing the story, the hidden history of DC from minority and black characters.
Mm-hmm.
Pivotal moment. So I think that's something to look out for. I'll have more information next show about what exactly is going down with that.
Yeah, that's something I'm intrigued by. I think DC's heading in the right path though. Like I think they're like I was saying, I think they're taking the right steps, but I mean, we've got to be able to name more than 5 characters. Bang, 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 bang.
Well, it's just so ridiculous. Think about that, dude. Like we were struggling too.
Oz, I think you're a comic book connoisseur. I think I know a good amount about comics, and I've seen a
Right.
lot on the TV show. And I mean, between the two of us, I don't think we should be struggling like that. I'm not saying we know everything about or know all comics, but we know a good amount to know. We should know more than 5-10 black characters. I mean, we can name 5-10 black Marvel characters. Bang, 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 bang.
But see, I think that's more of a story about how DC needs to start coming correct.
Yeah, I know you're right. You're right. I mean, just let one take the reins, man. Like, why isn't Cyborg still in charge of the Justice League in the comics?
Well, they can't do it, man. Because you know why? They have weak characters, and then they exhaust them. And they don't know what to do with them.
You know what? Bring Cyborg on season 2 of Titans. Okay, Dick Grayson can go on and do his own show in Bloodhaven, and Cyborg can be in charge of Titans. And now we're making him more prominent. We're making Nightwing more prominent. We can add more characters. We can get Aqualad in there.
Cyborg should be in charge of Titans.
No, Dick Grayson should be in charge of Titans.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson is the natural leader of that team. To me, from the incarnations I've seen, let me say that. I
just love the fact that what's that one little story that has Batman talking to Robin going Robin's like, you what? You want me to one day join the Justice League? And Batman was like, no. one day you're going to lead them.
Hey, because he sees it, man. Like he's a natural born leader. He knows how to talk to people. Like he's taken the best of Batman's leadership and kind of left the broodiness part behind. You know what I mean? When he's in charge, or he tries to.
Well, if you really want to know, the real true leader, who even Batman said who is the better detective and the better leader and the better strategist, is Tim Drake, by the way.
Really? All of that? I knew the detective
Batman,
thing. I knew the
Batman,
detective thing.
Batman said that Tim Drake's mind is so keen that he's never seen a more keen mind like him. He said that Tim Drake has the ability to see all the angles from everything. That's why he's going to be a great detective.
I'm surprised it wasn't I'm surprised it wasn't Batwoman as far as the best like strategist.
No, I feel like she's just a
strategist.
Like she's a military cat, dude. You know? Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, yeah. So it was interesting that he said that, though.
All right. Well, let's we're already an hour in. Let's 50. Well, yeah. Yeah, man. We just been rolling on the DC and that. We got stumped for 20 minutes trying to name a black superhero in DC. So there's that.
Yeah, that took a good hour out of our whole program. So anyway, thanks, DC.
Hey, look, you know what the worst part is? We're probably forgetting somebody like pretty prominent, and there are people. The people we have listening are like, "Yo, it's this person. Say their name."
Dude, say Black Superman. No, folks, we can't say Black Superman.
Yeah, we're not. Earth 2 and 3. They're not going to be a part of this.
Kunta Kinte from Earth 4446 99999
99999
does not count as a black character. Okay.
And no, we will not be counting the Guardian Jimmy Olsen either.
No, we will not. Thank you, folks. Save that for your TV shows. All right. It's taking the E for Marvel or DC, not taking the E for the CW.
Hey, Arrow's been really good. So that's still been really good. Supergirl's a joke.
Make sure when you watch Legends of Tomorrow, when you see another stuffed animated teddy bear. Anyway, moving on.
Arrow's really good though. You know, y'all check out Arrow, but leave everything else behind. All right, Justice League. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. We're not gonna be able to talk about it as long as we want it, but we can get into the big stuff. You know who the Justice League are. You know, we got the main. Oz, tell me, who was the original OG Justice League group?
Man, so there's a bunch of different stories that go around. Like there's one that has like Superman not joining the clique for a hot second, you know, and Batman was late to come to the game too, because the first real story was the Justice League versus Starro, the giant alien starfish, and that had Green Arrow, Aquaman, The Flash, Wonder Woman,
Black Canary.
Maybe, but I think Black Canary.
Is that the one where the starfish was like taking their powers?
Yeah, but there's a bunch of different stories about that one. But it feels like Black Canary. Well, here the original members, and then these other folks came. You could basically say the original members would be Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, and that starting with that, and then the other people filtered in. Because if you think about it, the other folks came in because they got vouched in by the other folks. Like Batman said Green Arrow was cool. Batman said that Black Canary was cool, and all of his folks, right? And then you have Superman that gets down with Steel, Supergirl,
probably Barry Allen.
Oh, the Flash. I forgot the Flash was the original number 2, but you got those guys. So they started bringing in the folks that they thought. Remember, because like there were a bunch of cats. People forget that there was Gypsy, Vibe.
Vibe.
Remember Vibe?
I mean, yeah, no, he Vibe's on the Flash show. It's easy.
Yeah. You know,
they forget about Vibe. Gypsy's on the show too.
You forget that you'll see Gypsy and Vibe during the Unlimited series where they're fighting those little alien creatures. Now that's the best incarnation of the Justice League.
I think Justice League Unlimited is, you know what? I'm not going to say definitively, but I think Justice League Unlimited has told better stories than some of the comics.
And you know why?
Why?
Because one of the main freaking writers of that was Dwayne McDuffie, dude. Rest in peace, Dwayne. But he loved story. He loved comics, man. And he was a great storyteller. And he used to write for comics. He translated that over to writing for Justice League.
You can see that because a lot of the Justice League Unlimited stories, most of those are like 2-parters, 3-parters, 4-parters, almost like a comic series. You know what I mean?
No, they're great stories.
They're great stories. They're
you know,
excellent.
like you get to see the Justice Lord storyline. You know, it's cool.
It does a really good job of just keeping characters rotating. I mean, you get different characters every episode.
Yeah, and also folks got to remember too that there's a Justice League moon base, there's a Justice League satellite base, there's a Justice League that's a home base that's that's in America. There's a lot of just different. They have a whole lot of different facilities, dude.
Well, they have a whole lot of iterations. I mean, there's Justice League International, Justice Society. Justice League, Justice League of America.
But just to make a disclaimer, Justice Society of America was a precursor to the Justice League. They were the World War II and 50s version of superheroes.
Is that in the New Frontier?
That's part of the New Frontier, and that's also part of like just old DC storylines. There's the Justice Society of America, and once they disbanded, Justice League came in. So
okay, that's cool.
I'll nerd you out for a hot second.
Yeah, I know. I needed that. I just make sure. Hey, just putting things in perspective.
Yeah, because you got to think about the Justice Society had old folks like the Sandman, Liberty Bell, but I think Liberty Bell was also in All Star Squadron. The Shining Knight was also All Star Squadron. You know, all these like.
Knight.
Yeah, he was a knight who rode on the winged horse Pegasus. Was a knight from ancient times, who knew Merlin, of course, but also had Excalibur too.
Oh,
but basically, his only claim to fame. This is no bullshit right here. Only claim to fame was he had a sword that could cut through anything, had a horse that had wings that could fly, and had armor that was kind of like almost indestructible. Other than that, he was just Joe Schmo.
Just a regular guy.
He was a regular Joe with a unbreakable sword. Give me an indestructible sword and a winged horse. I'll be a superhero. Cool.
I mean, I could probably be a superhero without that too.
Dude, you give me some indestructible armor, some transportation, and a weapon.
Some transportation.
I'm gonna hold my own for a week or so, bro.
At least, right?
Just at least, okay?
I'm at least gonna get it on talk show.
Yeah, man, dude, I'm at least gonna be on some infomercial cutting something with my sword, man.
But look, I'm gonna tell you like this: the first time I get shot at by a cop, or somebody tries to say I'm the bad guy, I'm just gonna go back.
Well, but see,
I'm gonna just give in, and I'm gonna just do what I want.
You're naturally saying you're going to go bad because you're going to see a black man on a winged horse with a sword, and you know it's done, dude. You're going to get a ticket. Wait, sir, why? Do you know why I pulled you over?
No, I do not. Yeah, ain't going to be no questions. You see a black man with a sword on a horse?
No, officer, I do not know why you pulled me over. Well, sir, you're going 54 and 55 on your winged horse. Can you get off the horse, please?
License, registration, you step out of the car, you carrying a weapon. I know a lot of you
y'all are.
Yeah, and I got a sword. He would have a sword. He would have a sword. He wouldn't even have a gun. He'd have a sword. You don't need a permit for that.
I'm just saying, dude.
You don't need a permit for a sword, though.
Can I see that permit for that sword, sir? This sword here? Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah, come on, man. We know the score, man.
So pretty much you're saying it would turn into a Jay-Z song.
Yeah, dude.
99 problems, but his sword wouldn't be one of them.
Man, I got 99 problems, and flying on a winged horse is one.
That's one of the 99.
Okay.
Let's. Who would you say is the best leader of Justice League, not named the Trinity?
Oh, Mr. Terrific, dude.
The best leader?
He's brilliant.
You think he's the best leader of the Justice League? Mr.
you know
Terrific?
Hey, I apologize, and I apologize to you, Regular Scott. Who do you think's the best leader? Lois Lane.
Dick Grayson.
Man, come on.
No. Martian Manhunter.
I guess, man.
Like, what? Yeah, Martian Manhunter. Like, not even.
Why?
One, because he was appointed by Batman. Anybody appointed by Batman is going to get my vote.
I know, man, but here's the problem I got with this, man. Green Arrow got mad with him, shot him with a flaming arrow. Martian Manhunter's down for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and if somebody gets mad at Mr. Terrific, they'll just go fight him.
Dude, but how can you fight someone who knows every form of martial arts like Batman is the third smartest person on the planet?
Yeah, but okay, no. There's no doubt about his IQ, but he's not like that when it comes to the hand-to-hand. Like when he's not competing with the Flash.
Dude, he is a Olympic era. He's an Olympic level athlete.
Triathlete.
Who?
He got a bronze though. He didn't get a gold.
Because he didn't want to get a gold, dude.
I didn't know that part.
So I'm just saying, man. Come on.
I didn't know
come
that
on.
part. I didn't know.
Come. Just try and come correct.
All right. So Mr. Terrific is your vote for the best leader, not part. not in the Trinity. Because for somebody who's the best leader in
can I bring up something that no one ever brings up, and I don't understand why this isn't brought up. I'm not trying to cause problems. I love peace. I'm a man of peace. Why don't people ever put Aquaman in the leadership position of the Justice League, since he's a leader of a whole nation?
That's a good.
And the crowd goes silent.
That's a good point.
He's not the leader of like 4 or 5 people or the mayor of a town. He's the leader of an entire nation, dude.
But he's pretty much the leader of the underwater Wakanda.
He's the ruler of the 7 seas.
So he's in charge of 70% of the earth.
Right.
Right.
So, sorry, that just hit me, man. Just a side note. Please, hey, everybody, hit us up, please, on Twitter. Give me an answer to this, because I am perplexed myself, man.
Hey, you are right. He is in charge of 70% of the world, but that man is like last to be in charge of the Justice League.
Regular Scott, I told you once again, I'm not trying to cause problems. But DC, I got some questions for you, man. I'm not mad. I got questions.
I'll tell you what, we are really digging some dirt on DC right now. We might get a letter for this.
Man, dude, they might do a cease and desist order on this one, man. Because DC, y'all got a lot of things you got to answer for, man.
I'm gonna tell you what. If DC happens to hear this podcast, I'll be extremely happy. Hey, look, they can send whatever letter they want. If we get our podcast out to DC, I will be extremely happy.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. DC doesn't want to hear our podcast, man, because they know they got a lot of things they got to fix, man.
Man,
this one episode, they could take this one episode and figure out how to make $1 billion, because they would fix their whole universe.
I mean, it's just like, I really just thought about that. Like, that dude is in charge of 70% of the earth, and I don't think I've ever seen him in a leadership role in the Justice League.
You'll never see this guy cracking or under pressure or like going, I can't do that, man. I got a bunch of business meetings. Hey, Aquaman, can you come to us to the moon? Because we got to fight some aliens. Okay, that's cool, man.
Yeah, he goes. He goes wherever. He does whatever. He's always ready.
Yeah, man.
Now look, I'm not a big fan of the hand cut off and the hook thing he had going on. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Look, man, that once again, getting tired of a storyline going, what do we do with the orange, yellow, with the orange and green dude?
I was cool with the armor. I was cool with the armor change and like the hairdo, but like why did he have to cut his hand off? And then at one point it was just like water. It wasn't even like a real thing. He just had like water there.
Scott, at one point, his hook hand would shoot out like a harpoon. Dude.
How do you have a harpoon in your arm?
No, man. Homie. You were supposed to be able to communicate with all forms of sea life and they know what a hook is. Why your hand got to be a hook, dude? There are tuna and halibut and salmon that are like, yo, Aquaman, you got beef with me? You coming up into me with a hook on your hand?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, and look, they try to be. They made such a joke out of Aquaman being able to talk to fish. That could be such a incredible talent, and like, I mean, you get anybody in water, you should be able to hold them and put them wherever you want. You should have whales waiting for you on the shore.
Dude, they make a joke out of like, oh, you talk to fish, no big deal. You talk to 70% of the life on this planet.
Right. I mean, seriously. I mean, I don't. All right.
Wait. What did Aquaman do? He made a mass call to everybody, to all the fish, and said, "Attack any fisherman that tries to take you." Can you imagine? Come on, man.
He could shut down. He could take all water and end all water supply.
Dude, see, think about that for a little bit, right?
I mean, that's something simple he could do. That's easy. He can cut off all fish, and you know the vegans will go crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, man. So
Vegetarians, they'll go crazy. Is that the same
I wasn't trying to be an angry person for this podcast, man. But I'm just saying, man, come on, man. People just gotta just do the right thing, dude. DC, what's going on?
Well, I mean, just be logical. Like, if somebody's in charge of 70% of the earth, give them some love.
Yeah. So once again, don't give him a hook, and why can't he be a leader?
Or you know what? He don't even have to be a leader. But how come when the leaders get taken out, he's never like around? He's never mentioned.
Never questioned, dude. Never afterthought, dude.
Like, nobody brings him up until there's nobody left. He's like, well, let's call Aquaman. See if he's busy.
Yeah, man. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Just come correct for once,
you
dude.
know this dude's not busy. Like,
he's
not busy.
This cat is like, yo, you want me to do what? Okay, I guess I can do this. I had a couple meetings, but come on, man. I'm just saying, let's do the right thing.
All right. Man, we're talking about some rants today. Golly. Maybe we shouldn't have talked about DC.
Well, I mean.
Hey, look, you know what? No, you know what? We RIP'd Stan Lee at the beginning, so now we got to come at his competition.
Yeah. Man, DC, please, don't take offense. We're not doing this because of Stan Lee. We're just making some observations that you know that you need to fix.
Oh, man. Wow. All right. Well, I only got a couple more questions because we don't have too much more time.
Yeah, and I think regular Scott, you don't want to get me started on DC anymore. So okay. Let's get the questions out. Okay.
All right. So who is the most overrated Justice Leaguer?
It might, man. Well, Superman, because it's always about Superman. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it.
Let me say this. Let me take the Trinity out of all these questions because, like,
cool.
You know,
that's good. That's better.
I mean, they're just the top three. Like, they might be the top three in comics. Period.
Well, then let me stream it out from the mountainside to everywhere else. Green Lantern.
The Flash.
Boom. Yes.
The Flash is the most overrated. The Flash ruins everything.
I concur.
Like,
because it's him and Superman. It's like, why didn't we solve these problems in 5 seconds?
Why do you have problems?
Yeah, right. Like seriously, I got 99 problems, but apparently going the speed of light is one of them.
Like, why does Captain Cold give you trouble?
Dude, why does Captain Boomerang give you trouble? He should be like Lieutenant Boomerang, dude.
I mean, it should be one run. You grab him, you put him, you tie him up, you put him in jail. You call it a day. You go home and you kiss Iris. You have dinner. You wake up and you do it again the next day. Why is it so hard?
Dude, like his rogue gallery of villains is just like, who? What?
That's why it takes like 4 of them, and it's like, dude, that's all right. He's my most overrated. Who's your most underrated?
Green Arrow, man.
Yo, hey, we are on the same wavelength. Green Arrow is without question.
Well, no, because I want to say, there's some other ones, but I will say just Green Arrow just because I always have a soft spot in my heart for the Green Arrows and the Hawkeyes of the world, you know, because they're just normal humans who are good at what. Well, Green Arrow's a freaking billionaire, but whatever. But they're just normal humans who are excellent in what they do, but they're put in all these extraordinary situations. Like, can you imagine being a human having to fight along these people who are basically gods, you know, and you're on an alien planet
And you shoot arrows.
and you shoot arrows.
You don't even have a gun. You shoot arrows.
Dude, you know how badass you have to be able to shoot arrows and be good?
Nah,
You know?
Honestly, it's probably Dick Grayson for me.
Hey, because I'm gonna tell you this like this. People always talk about some bullseye and that kind of thing. Man, bullseye is Captain America is who Bullseye wants to be, and Hawkeye is just as good as Bullseye.
He just don't bounce stuff. He just shoots directly at it.
But he could if he wanted to.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Man, in the Ultimate Avengers, Hawkeye was taking his fingernails off of his fingers and using them as projectiles to kill people.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying,
nasty.
dude?
That's nasty.
You know what I'm saying,
Sweet
dude?
nasty. Like, that's awesome.
And whoa, that's not nasty. Yo, Scott, this was nasty. This cat was handcuffed while he was doing it. It took out like 5 of them. No, it took out 6 of them. And the one person, he said, unless you untie me, I'm gonna kill you too. And he goes, I got 3 more left.
I got 3 more left.
Come on, man.
All right, that's fair. Well, mine's Dick Grayson. So.
Yours is always Dick Grayson. But
But I mean, but seriously, like, why not Dick Grayson? Like, why isn't it time for some new blood?
The only time I ever give some props, not only time, I'll give some props to Dick Grayson because I love this part about him. When he was a young cat hanging out with Batman, he was just like an ADHD kid, and he was always bouncing off the walls and always having to do stuff. Like, he would literally like flipping and doing triple and quadruple flips in the air was like you and me walking. It was just a normal thing that he did. So he would always constantly be around flipping everywhere all the time around, you know? And there's an awful classic scene where he's like 9 years old and he takes out like 2 adult men because Batman was like, can you imagine Batman teaching you how to fight? Batman's like, this is what it feels like to take a punch from an adult. This is how you bring down someone who's twice your size. He taught him how to do all that stuff, man.
That's why he's a top 10 comic book DC character of all time.
Well, I will say, but I will say this: people sleep on him being a fighter, though.
I mean, when you learn from Batman, you got to be one. You're one of the top hand to hand, and he's also the greatest acrobat in the universe.
But he puts his own style into it. That's the thing, though. See,
well, that's where his athleticism and his agility and stuff like that comes in.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
So I guess Green Arrow is probably one you want to see in the group more. That was going to be my next question because he's who I would like to see him in the group more.
I would like to see him in the group more, but people, they get scared of like Green Arrow because they're like, well, what to do with him? They should start doing some more stuff with Green Arrow and Black Canary as a couple, as a superhero couple. They've
been kind of doing it a little bit in the comics.
Good.
I've read a couple of the last ones. They've been doing it a little bit. It's pretty good. It's all right. It's not bad. Diggle's in it.
Oh God, doing what?
Nothing. He's not too prominent in the comics.
Diggle's in it, just being a Diggle.
Yeah, just being good old Diggle.
Just being a big old Diggle.
Big old Diggle.
Yeah.
Justice League versus the Avengers. Who you got?
Man, hey, have you ever read any of those story arcs?
I have not. I've seen like some of the I've read about them. I haven't personally read them. I can't find them.
Yeah, man, they're on some. You gotta ask for them. They're on some hidden stuff, man. But like, there are some Justice League versus Avengers, and there's a real classic one. You can kind of go to if you hit up like some things like Pinterest and stuff like that. You can get little like clips of stuff. Like there's a one of Batman versus Captain America, and
It's gotta be great.
Well, they start fighting, and they said that the fights are basically like they start fighting as like little taps, and then they just size each other up, and then Batman goes, yeah, I see that we're evenly matched, and I know that eventually I'll tire, but you won't, and you'll eventually get me. He says, in lieu of this, we should find a solution to our problem. And Captain America goes, agreed.
Cap didn't want to fight him for real.
Well, but because it's a classic thing, man. Like, when you guys are equally matched, do you fight because you know each other? You're just going to wind up hurting each other.
But they weren't evenly matched.
But Cap knew he would get hurt, though.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying they weren't evenly matched, though, because Batman knew he would run out of gas.
Yeah, but you know how ruthless they both are, man. Batman will figure out how to, like, do some damage to him to say, like, I'm going to take you out of this equation if you take me out, too.
So you think Justice League will win?
All
right, well, look, let's do it. This is going to be the last thing. Let's do it. You pick a side. You want the Justice League or you want the Avengers?
I'm going to tell you this. And I'm picking the Justice League, dude.
All right, now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick 5 Avengers. You pick 5 Justice Leaguers.
Okay.
You go first.
Hold on one second. Five Justice Leaguers? Oh,
Yep.
This isn't fair.
I know it's not, but I'm going to make it fair. I'm going to be the best devil's advocate there is.
Wonder Woman, Batman.
No, you only get to pick.
Superman.
You pick one at a. Okay, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Who else? Who's your other 2?
I'm gonna give you my 5 right now.
Okay.
Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Icon, and just to hurt you on all fronts, Dr. Fate. Now, go take a nap.
Go take a nap. All right. So my Avengers are going to be
crushed.
All
destroyed.
Right. My Avengers are going to be Scarlet Witch. Definitely got to have the Incredible Hulk.
Booty.
Hey, you can call it booty all you want. You can call it.
They're getting crushed, dude.
First of all, you know, the only one I'm worried about is Dr. Fate. And that's because Scarlet Witch is going to do a lot for me. She's
Wonder Woman, here, check it out. Check it. Peep game.
I'm checking it.
Scarlet Witch starts to get all her hex ability, all good. It's about to tweak things out. Superman's like, magic. I hate magic. Wonder Woman, Diana goes, that's okay, Kal-El, I got this. So Scarlet Witch with the lasso of truth. Dude, the golden lasso, man, Scarlet Witch is like, she'll just say this. She'll just say these simple words to her and go, who are you? It will mess her up so bad. She's incapacitated. And then, man, you said the Hulk, dude.
You didn't even let me finish my team.
Oh, go ahead.
I only said 2 people. Scarlet Witch, the Incredible Hulk, Sentry.
Icon of Superman, like me just a question, boy.
Sentry. Give me Blue Marvel.
I knew you see.
And man, for my 5th, oh man,
it's a good battle, man. Though.
See, I don't know if a Captain America or a Black Panther would fit in right here.
Well, I just have Batman, so Batman can plan the battles, dude, and just take everybody out strategically and stuff.
Actually, let me go ahead and get Black Panther.
I know, because you need someone who's smart who could be the strategy.
Yeah, I do, and he can actually go out in the field and do something.
Yeah, because look, man, Batman is just sitting back going, hey, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing,
dude. Because Wonder Woman and her lasso have taken out the majority of your cast just through psychological means, not even through brute force. If she ever even gets the lasso to even touch Sentry, she'll be like, who are you? And he'll be like, I'm Boyd. I'm Sentry. Boom, he's done. You know, it's like, and then man, it's a sad state of affair if Hawk's strongest one there is, and Superman just goes, okay. Wonder Woman, do you want this cat or you want me to go to the Fortress of Solitude real quick and take care of some stuff?
To be honest with you, I would probably have to fight Superman with Black Panther. And I know you're like, what are you thinking? Black Panther, his entire suit would just be kryptonite.
Now, dude, you're being fantasy world. Where would they score the kryptonite from?
So, hold on. So, how, if I can't have kryptonite, how do you even know what Scarlet Witch is doing? How would you know what she's doing before she does it?
What do you mean?
Like if I have her just erase Superman from reality.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, how would you know she's doing that? She
goes, no more Superman, right?
Right.
Then Wonder Woman gets the last one, Scarlet Witch, and goes, okay, I compel you to do my will. Come on, dude.
No, but no, come on, man. No, you know what she would say? No more DC.
Dude.
And then the whole universe is gone.
Okay. Well, see. Well, hold on. Well, then it all depends. How do you know the Superman just doesn't go, wow, all five of them are here to attack us? Well, Phantom Zone it is. Boom.
Because hey, you know how I know he won't do that?
How?
Because he didn't do that against Doomsday. He didn't do that against Lex Luthor. He didn't do that against General Zod. Yeah, he did. He didn't do that against any of the other meta people that came
because it is a DC writer error.
Oh, we would make sure this is written in DC then.
Then
we stand a chance.
If you wrote it in DC, then you know automatically your two black characters have to be gone or depowered.
No. They're just guaranteed to die.
They're sidekicks, so they're gonna die first. Come on, man. Let's get it. Let's keep it 100 here, man.
No. I mean, I would have picked the Justice League too, but you picked the side. I was just playing devil's advocate.
That was good.
Oh man! All right.
But in conclusion, man. Hey, it was a little sad all the stuff we uncovered about DC. Dude.
Yeah, wow.
It's gonna give me till next episode to redeem myself and figure out some good stuff about DC because there's plenty.
I don't even know what we're gonna talk about next episode. Are we gonna talk about some of the good stuff in DC?
We got to, man, because we got to because DC. I'm gonna say it again. Still, DC's animated game for animated movie is still top notch.
Hey, you know what? Then maybe we'll. Hey, look, because I do want to dive a little bit deeper into the Justice League and some of the different incarnations and some of the stories and villains and the Legion of Doom.
Well, regular Scott, we have to, man, because there's the Legion of Doom. We also needed to delve into Batman and his contingency plans, man.
Oh man, that's my favorite story. Justice League. Justice League War might be the best animated Justice League movie.
Oh, well, dude, I've been seeing the trailers for Young Justice and that's been looking like crazy. Outsiders?
Yeah, Outsiders is good.
So come on, man.
And even in Young Justice, they lose their memory for 4 hours, 8 hours, and Batman's like, yo, if the Justice League doesn't have memory for 8 hours, what in the world did we do? And I'm pretty sure they ended up taking over the world or something.
Well, no, you know what they did, dude? They alluded to it. It scared Batman because the reason why they had to go on trial was because, dude, they went to a galaxy and started wrecking. They wrecked hell in a galaxy.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. And people were like, oh, Batman, dude, they wrecked shop on a galaxy. And also the peeper of all this stuff was, too, they had them fools for 8 hours. So they uncovered all their secret identities, everything.
And just a little. Actually, that we will continue our DC conversation next episode.
Yeah,
so we'll definitely have a DC part 2 the next episode. We will 100% dive into the Justice League a lot deeper because I do want to talk about how Batman views every single one of the members of the Justice League, including himself, and he points it out as a threat against humanity. Dude, I mean, it's beautiful.
He's like, oh, awesome. There are people to protect the earth. Man, Batman's whole schism, all his stuff, dude, and he even said it too, all his stuff he's selfish. All his stuff is about making sure Gotham is around and making sure people are contained. There was a reason that someone posed a question that said, why didn't Batman just ask Superman or the Flash just to go into Gotham and just take care of all the bad guys, clean it out, and that way he has an easy job? The reason why, and I'll make this quick, is because Batman knows that Gotham, for some mystical or whatever crazy reason, turns good people bad eventually. That's why he was just like, Gotham's my problem. Because he knows that if the Flash went in there and started doing this stuff, eventually somehow the Flash would start getting corrupted.
And he doesn't want that, and that's why that's why he's more than okay when guys are ready to leave. Dick Grayson went to Bloodhaven; he was more than okay with it.
But also, it's a testament to Batman and a testament to his family. Even Dick Grayson, I can't believe I'm about to say this, that these cats are some of the strongest, mentally prepared and willed cats around in Marvel and DC universe.
And what I like best about them, Green Arrow, even Black Canary to some extent, they're humans. They're just people, man. Like, you know, they are extraordinary, but they're people. They're regular humans.
They always make me feel bad too about myself because they always remind me of like, what would you do?
I mean, hey. So, all right. Well, that's gonna be part one of DC, our DC talk.
Yeah.
That was real good. Hold on. That was real bad for DC. Real good for a lot of comic stores around the Virginia area.
And all our Twitter fans, this might be our last episode when DC shuts us down for acknowledging what they're doing wrong. So just be prepared. Okay?
Hey, look, like I said, if DC calls us and says they heard our podcast and they want to shut us down, I will gladly shut this bad boy down because DC heard this podcast. And look, and we will go back to being Take a Knee for DC versus Marvel.
Yeah.
And we will continue. But we are taking a knee from Marvel versus DC. Don't worry.
We are taking a knee from Marvel versus DC.
But final blow time. Oz, what you got for the final blow?
Nah, nothing, man. Just everyone have a good Thanksgiving. Thanks for listening to our show. Please continue listening. It just gets better and more fun, more better.
Yeah, mo better. Just like you said, mo better. We're not giving no English lessons, but we're definitely giving you some comic lessons. No, sir.
You came here for if you came here for English lessons, it's the wrong place, son. We are nerds who have masters in ebonics.
My final blow is the Battleground, which is something Defy Life has got coming for everybody. Man, it was a lot of fun. Oz, I can't wait for you to get on.
Yeah, man, I'm salty I missed that one, man. But I promise the next time coming at people, man.
So here's the thing. Just a little thing for our listeners personally. If Oz comes in last, he will be kicked off the show. So.
So this little thing for our listeners. Oz, the Mighty Oz is not coming last.
The Mighty Oz. I'm sorry. The Mighty Oz.
Okay. All right. You know, they did not call me Killmonger because I plant daisies. Okay.
And by the way, if you do come in last, before you get kicked off the show, I'm gonna need you to come on and say that Dick Grayson is the greatest comic book character of all time. Before you go, if you come in last. If you do not come in last, and if you mess around and win this joint, Oz. If you mess around and win this bad boy.
Yeah, what you got for me?
Hey, the podcast is yours. You will be the host. I will be the co-host. You will be the one that just to throw out the random questions to me.
No. I don't want that, man, because I really appreciate you being the host. You keep us on track. I would never do anything as mean and evil as that, because that's just like, you know, there's no cause for that. I would just want something very simple that doesn't cause any stress whatsoever. If I win, I just need you to say Dick Grayson is a dick. Okay.
All right. No, you got a deal.
Okay.
All right. So if you come in last, you have to come on the show and say that Dick Grayson is the greatest comic book character of all time.
Absolutely. And to all our listeners out there, I promise that will not happen. So please prepare Regular Scott for what he has to say, because, man, the Mighty Oz is coming through.
I will not slander the name of Dick Grayson the way you want me to. It's not going to happen.
Okay, man. Now I'm a cheat. I don't know what I have to do, but I'm gonna make myself win just to hear the words come out your mouth, boy.
Hey, look, it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are really going to enjoy it. We got that coming for y'all in 2019. Check us out at iTunes, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn, Stitcher.
Yes, sir.
We're all over the place. Go to defylife.com.
Check us out of the DC lawsuit that's about to happen because they don't come correct with their characters.
You'll see us on TMZ here soon.
Check us out on TMZ, World Star. When the executives trying to fight us, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we're all that. So you'll be seeing a lot of us soon, hopefully. But yeah, no, check us out all there. Follow us at Need4 Marvel vs. DC, the number 4. V's will be back with us next week.
Yes, sir. Mighty V's.
The Mighty V's. You guys have a good Thanksgiving. R.I.P. Stan Lee. You are a legend. You will never be forgotten.
Never.
Oz, tell him we'll talk to him next time.
Hey, folks, y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Y'all have a good time because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.